the dream. They went in 2 levels of the dream with him.
Yes.
They kept saying to him, he knows.
He knows.
He knows. He knows. Well, what does that, okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean, he knows? What he knows means he's conscious. He's conscious. They were saying, we cannot pull this bullshit off with him. Now, I'm going to show you where the Chinese guy, Saito, is actually playing Lucifer.
Yes.
And what he was doing was actually trying to see if Cobb is ready to wake up from the dream world. Cobb being a Jesus Christ. And you'll see how all of this fits in. So him knowing, he says, this was a test for you.
Right.
This was a test for you. The next scene, you see when they wake, well, then of course you see him when he brings them to the second level of the dream, he lays on the carpet.
Yes.
He lays on the carpet. When he lays on the carpet, it was a green carpet, and that represented the heart chakra. And we're going to get back to that. He said, no, this is not real. This is not my carpet.
Right.
This is not the heart chakra. Now, you got to remember, Jesus is the heart chakra, Lucifer and Jesus are the same thing.
Right.
You're going to see how it goes. Now, and so he wakes up. Where do they wake up? On the train. Now, I told you about this before. The train represents the tunnels of Set.
Yeah.
The tunnels of Set later on became the train. Most people have reoccurring dreams about being on a train.
Yes.
How's my mic? Can you hear me good?
Yes, yes. You're coming in nice and loud and clear now.
Okay. Just let me know if anything changed.
Okay.
Changes. So most people now have dreams of trains. The train represents the gateway, the synaptic nerves in your brain, which are the labyrinth or a maze, and we'll get to why they was building mazes. So they wake up on the train. So they were bringing this dude through a gateway, this Chinese dude, which was consciousness. The next scene, you see them, well, you see that they had an architect that built the dream.
Yes.
This one guy. The architect, as I told you before, represents in the universe the demiurge. Where have we heard the architect before?
Right.
We heard him in the Matrix. I am the architect.
Yes.
I built the Matrix. So this same architect is building the dream world, which the dream world is also Earth itself. Now, we talked about it in the Gnostic thing. Yaldabaoth built the astral world to sit, and to lay his feet, he made Earth.
Right.
2 parts of the same thing. 2 parts of the same thing. So now, the architect, the dude was in the dream. The Chinese dude, when he realized that he was still in the dream, once he laid his head on the carpet, what you seen was him actually bringing, remember those people ran towards the first architect to capture him. That was nothing but the chaos realm, the realm of the real. This dude was Lucifer, and he was representing consciousness waking up in the dream world.
Right.
Now, next scene, you'll see him on the roof, and he has the architect. He kills him. He knows he's a fake motherfucker. Throws him off the roof. So, which is another way of saying his consciousness. He understands that he's in hell, and he understands he needs a way to get out. Cobb would be the way to get out. You're going to see how all of these guys are actually one consciousness. Cobb was Leonardo DiCaprio. He was his way to get out. So he kills this architect and was basically saying, this fake bullshit ain't going to work. We need to do this for real. What I need you to do is plant an idea in a motherfucker's head so we can wake up.
Right.
And we're gonna get to all of that.
Yes.
Now
I am.
You have any questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yes, that's the part I want to get to, because what I found very fascinating about the show is that this is everything that you've been talking about and really have been about pretty much all of your life. And I know you're going to get to this, but the questions I want is to really, really begin to ask you is, does Inception really happen?
Yes, planet Earth is Inception. Well, planet Earth is 3 layers of the dream. Inception, as I read the definition, new birth. That's you coming consciousness and getting the fuck out the dream. It's the greatest thing ever. It's a story about you waking up from the goddamn dream. You're on the verge of consciousness. At this point, most conscious people are the Chinese dude, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
He is conscious and realizes he's in a dream. They're all one thing. Cobb is lucid dreaming. He's astral traveling. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They all are aspects of the forgery. Remember, they needed a forger and all of that shit. They are all aspects of the forgery that must rise out of it. This is the conscious story. Let me just say this to be clear. It's not just me who's saying it. It's me who said it on your show in the series. But this is everything that Bobby Hemmings been saying,
right.
Phil Valentine's been saying, Dover Blair. This is consciousness. This is not an aspect of consciousness. This is consciousness. So anyone who's been delivering any form of conscious message has been saying it in one way or another.
Yes, I agree.
This is interesting because in the last few shows we did in a series, this streamlined the perfect, precise message in some of the things that I have been talking about. But for the most part, when you add it all up, everyone's trying to wake you up from the dream.
Yes.
So these guys are symbols. We're going to get into the symbols, but these guys are all symbols of one consciousness coming through Cobb. Now, this was interesting, too. They said they use music to wake you up. This is real interesting because that's what we've been using to wake ourselves up.
That's correct.
Black music.
Yes.
Since we got here. Music is the key to our, or the key, I mean, that's how we talk to spirits, through the drums. That's how we communicate. That's how slaves communicate back and forth. Music is the shit to wake you up. Now, okay. Now, you also see the phenomenon, and I'm going to go through the movie step by step, but I want to at least put the groundwork for the phenomenons that you're seeing down, that you're seeing down there. Now, one of the phenomenons that you've seen was dreams crashing.
Yes.
This is something Bobby Hemmett has said, something that I reiterated in my own way on your show about the dimensions breaking up. When you see the dreams crashing, what you were seeing was dimensions crashing. And remember, all of these dimensions must crash. If you want to go to another dimension, you're just going to another dream. And if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. I'm like, just like they showed you in the movie, just like they showed you in Matrix. In Matrix, at the end, they just put them in another dream. They just kept them in the Matrix or put them in another dimension. So you could say they went to the fifth dimension or the sixth dimension, but they were still in the motherfucking Matrix.
Right.
So to get out of the Matrix, you have to get out of all of the dreams. The dreams have to crash. So when I told you on the last show why it's so significant when someone like Mahalia Jackson makes contact, because she sits over a very big dimension that was created. Anything that was either created here or participated in here has a spiritual resonance. Everything has a spiritual resonance. A fly has a spiritual resonance. There's resonance. There's a spiritual power behind a fly or a roach or a cat.
Right.
An actual reality, a spiritual reality. That's why cats act a certain way and birds act a certain way, because they have a spirit in this incarnation. So Christianity has a spiritual realm too.
Yeah.
You could just tell by the fruit of Christianity that it's fucked up, but these people are going there. Mahalia Jackson coming out of it is basically saying that dream world is breaking down.
Right.
Like in the movies. Christianity is breaking down. That's what we're about. We're about knocking these realms down, these dimensions and sub-dimensions.
Right.
Dimensions will have a number, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever. Sub-dimensions will be under, let's just say, a major dimension that we happen to number. Also, the ciphers in Kabbalah are also dimensions too. They'll tell you that the ciphers also have each sifra is also a malkuth, meaning it has a tree on it. And so you can go on forever and ever and ever. And if you look up something called fractals in sacred geometry, that's nothing but the many malkuths, the many dimensions. You're trying to get out of there. They'll tell you it's the straight path to God in the Muslim, which there's a middle pole you're supposed to walk up going through Kabbalah. And that middle pole takes you through the abyss or the sand. Now, or it's also called crossing the sands, and we'll get into that too. All right. So these realms are breaking down, and that's what's good, and that's what they were trying to do, to destroy these worlds. Now, moving on.
Yes.
All right. They had this symbol through it, the spinning top. The spinning top represents nothing but time. Mm-hmm. Everything down here spins. You are on an earth that spins. The moon spins around the earth spins around the sun, but the sun spins around a greater sun. That's the Sirius sun. That Sirius sun represents home, or the Egyptians or whomever represented it as home. I would say there's also work that they say, well, maybe the Sirius sun spins around another even greater sun. But what they're saying, the point is, it represents home because it represents the middle point. The middle point is home.
Right.
The middle point represents you are no longer on the outskirts spinning. If I was in a car tire, I would be going round and round in a circle. It represents reincarnation, circles of time. And if I was in the middle of that point, I would be now the hands of time. And I told you this before. The 12 represents that spinning circle, the 12 zodiac, 12 disciples. Jesus is 13. He becomes the middle point. So that spinning top, when he did that to ground himself, he made sure that he was the overseer of that spinning top,
right,
as opposed to being in that spinning top.
Yes.
Now, his children, you didn't see their face. The children represented everlasting life, eternal youth, both masculine, male and female, representing both sides of yourself in its androgynous state. If you remember, I told you before, you cannot see, you should not try to conceptualize heaven. Only know it's the bliss, too great to be imagined. Nirvana, the sweet by and by. It is the epitome of what your mind cannot conceive as a human. Remember me telling you all of this.
Yes.
This is why they would not show his children's face. Mm-hmm. This is why he wouldn't look at his children's face, because when you talked about the concept of bringing memories into this world, and you won't know the difference between reality and the fake world, he would refuse to look or define his heaven. He just knows it's teeth, it's the kids. He defined it in concepts. I'm going home. I'm trying to get home.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this is why he wouldn't look into his children's face. Now, his mother, for all you Kabbalah enthusiasts, her name was his wife, the crazy lady. Her name was Molly, I believe, or Mallory. Hold on. They called her Mal and Mal.
They call her Mal. They call her Mel. Mel.
Mel. They called her Mel, Mal, and Mal.
Yes.
All right? And her name was, I'm going to tell you in a second. Her name was Mal, M-A-L. Mm-hmm. That's what it says on IMDb.
Okay. Mal.
And you know what this is short for? Malkuth.
Malkuth. Yes. Yes.
She was Earth itself. All of that, stay with me. This is the real world. That ain't nothing but you dumb niggas crying about a fucking oil spill.
Mm.
You niggas crying about your job, your kids. One day, I want you to think about this shit. Think about this shit. All of this, Africa was so beautiful. The pyramids were so beautiful. The rivers and streams. Everybody here listening to this shit ain't never experienced none of that shit. It's an idea in their head. What did they say is the most, what did he say was the worst virus one could get in the movie? An idea. Everyone is fed, what keeps you here is your idea. Your kids are going to be great than you.